Here is why this agreement is at risk of collapse right now. So the Palestinian militant group Hamas says that Israel is not allowing in the amount of aid that's being agreed upon, that they're attacking civilians, that they're delaying stage 2 talks, and that the U.S. and Israel are now threatening expulsion of all Gazans. Some of these statements are verifiably true. The amount of aid, that cannot be verified because the only body that is in charge of that would provide some sort of visibility on whether the aid is being delivered or not at the quantities agreed upon is supposed to be sitting in Cairo. This is supposed to be a tri-patriot committee of Egyptians, Qataris, and Americans that are supposed to, according to the agreement, to be monitoring every detail of implementation and making sure that it gets done. To be honest, I don't even know if it exists. They made a big deal about it, that it was established when the ceasefire went into effect. We haven't heard anything from them. They have no spokesman, no website, no, not even statements attributed. There's been zero communication from this alleged body that's supposed to be monitoring the ceasefire. And since the Trump administration took over, there's no way to tell even if it existed, that the Trump administration is keeping this going. Israel says that the aid is flowing according to the agreement. And there was a story about that on Khan yesterday showing what was supposed to be delivered and how much has actually been delivered and continues to be delivered. Israel says that its soldiers are firing on civilians. Yes, but they after determining that they pose threats to them. It's noteworthy that there have not been any actual attacks on Israeli soldiers since the start of this ceasefire. Preparing resumption for strikes. That is true. That has been the rhetoric all along. In fact, Israeli authorities don't even call it a ceasefire deal. The Prime Minister's office calls it the framework. The military calls it an agreement for the return of the hostages. According to official Israeli communication, ceasefire is now a term that they use, and local media has actually reported that they've been instructed not to use that term. And then Netanyahu and members of his right-wing government have been praising the most recent U.S. call to just kick the Palestinians out and take their land.